Hello everyone. How is everyone? Is anyone watching the New Zealand match, England match? That was I'm watching it right now, and the way New Zealand has turned around the match is like amazing. Like Mitchell and Nisham has literally turned the game around, and they're winning the semifinals, and that's what I'm watching. Anyways, how was the day? Things? How are things? I hope everyone is doing well, and also the markets were okayish, not great, not bearish, neither bullish, but markets have been not doing much in the last couple of days, and that's what's going on. And I feel we are about to reverse, and I feel that markets about to reverse tomorrow or the after, but definitely a reversal is going. Whether it's going to continue the previous downtrend or whether it's going to continue going up is something that I'm not sure about. That will depend on how the markets move and how Bank Nifty reverses. Okay, so that's what I'm looking forward to. And yeah, let's take a look at our portfolio. Okay, sorry, Nifty Outlook, and then we can take a look at our portfolio. So just taking a look at Nifty itself. So I'm just watching the score simultaneously. So they are almost winning. I think they just need a couple of runs more. But that's a really good effort from New Zealand to beat England. Okay, so what I'm looking at is Nifty charts, and what Nifty has primarily done is we had a downtrend, we've had a move up, and this hammer candle kind of showed strength, but we're kind of correcting. But just notice the last 2 days the moves haven't been that great, right? So which means it's just going, it's trying to go down, but there's buying, it's trying to go up, there's selling, and last 2 days it's not been doing really much. So we've had lower wicks on both days, which means there is some kind of buying that's coming in on every drop. And also if you take a look at Bank Nifty also is kind of consolidating. So if you see, we've also had a hammer on Bank Nifty, but even Bank Nifty is kind of slowly heading towards that trend line again. So that's the trend line support, and kind of is reversing from that support again. I think both on the log charts or the linear charts, it's both almost the same, so there's not much difference. But I'm expecting a reversal tomorrow primarily because of two reasons. One is this trend line is now packed, right? By packed, I mean there's not much space left for Bank Nifty to keep doing the sideways or keep correcting. So it either has to break out and go up or break down and fall down. So these are only two options for now that is left for Bank Nifty. Now for Nifty, there are still some options left, but definitely for Bank Nifty, after this gap down today, it has went completely sideways. Now that's the reason why I bought also some calls on Bank Nifty. If it works out, then I'll probably post the trade. But if you see, we had a wick there, we've had wicks there, we had complete demand around that zone, right? So around 38,800, we've seen complete demand picking up. And today, after the gap down, there was no follow through. So that follow through is there wasn't follow through, and I think that's the reason why I'm bullish. So tomorrow, probably after the first 15-20 minutes or after the first hour, I think we should have a move. Which side is something that I'm not sure yet, but looking at the previous trend and looking at my trend lines, the experience I've had in drawing trend lines, I feel this is just a retest because this was a breakaway, like a very strong move, and it's just a data correction to back this level, right? So all of the sector charts are also consolidating. So if Bank Nifty could be one of the first sectors to start moving higher, or we might also see strengths from some of the other sectors as well. So overall, I think my view is bullish, but again, about 39,200 is when we'll confirm the bullishness. And below today's low is my stop. So if you go below today's low, then I'm going to exit my position and come back and review it again later. I'm sorry. So that's the outlook on Bank Nifty. And Nifty is obviously going to follow Bank Nifty because we know that Bank Nifty has a higher weightage in Nifty. But what's happening in Nifty here is we're kind of having a parallel channel here, and Nifty is just going within the channel, right? So again, not much moves that's happening. Some might call this as a bearish flag, but for me, I'm not looking at bearishness because it has broken this trend line. It's come up, and also we are still in a higher low formation. So in the daily charts, obviously, yes, we have formed a lower high. We found a lower high, also lower low, but we are still around that major support zone. So that's the reason why I'm still continuing to be bullish, and I feel that we might break out and head higher. Now, as far as the plan for tomorrow, so again, the levels to watch out for is very clear. So we are having some strong resistance around that zone there. So anything above 1860, 1865 levels, I'd be looking to go long, even in Nifty. So probably we're forming a head and shoulders there, and then once we break out above 1860, then we might head higher, right? Now, obviously, if you go long there, shorts, stop loss can be around 18,000 levels. And if you want to go short, then short only below today's low. Also, Banknifty below today's low could be a good short. So that's my view on the Nifty and Banknifty. Now, coming to our portfolio hasn't done much, to be honest. It was down today 1.5%, 1.2% down. It did outperform the Nifty very badly, primarily because of Rolex rings and a lot of other stocks. Everything was almost down except for Jewel Industries. So we are seeing some bearishness in stocks as well. But again, my focus is going to be on Jammu and Kashmir Bank and Blue Star. That's the stocks which are doing well for me. And all of the stocks hit stop loss also. I'm going to focus on them, and I'm going to keep adding on to them. But as I always said, Morapen and RACL Gear, these are some stocks which are still consolidating. There's not much change. I'm not going to really go into each charts. You can refer to this today's video. But these are stocks that I am looking forward to pyramid. And if there's any change in this, I'll let you know. Okay, yeah, that's it from my side today. I'll keep it very short. But otherwise, the same set of charts that I'm looking at, you can go and look at. I do have my watch list as always. So you can go and check my watch list here. Okay, so same set of stocks, there's no difference as yet. I'm not really scanning much, but I do keep posting some stocks. Like I posted about a couple of stocks, Philips Carbon, and a couple of stocks more on Twitter. Go check them out. So otherwise, yeah, let's look at what do you have for me. I think New Zealand won, so I'm going to close that. And let's look at what questions you have. Okay, so let's start with Amit. Amit has some questions already. Could you please review the setups for Sanghi Industries and Steel City Securities? Both have formed a good base. Okay, I think I looked at Sanghi Industries today. Yes, it is forming a good base. It is kind of broken out already. If you see, I've already drawn that, and if you look at the linear charts or log charts, it is probably around that trend line support, right? So yeah, I think it looks good. You can go ahead and buy the stock. Stop is 64 levels, or you can keep even a stop around 67. 64, 67 could be a stop. It can head higher. Volumes do look good, right? So I don't want the pivots. Yeah, volumes do look good. Last 3 days volumes excellent, so it does look good. Okay, next is Steel City Securities. Yeah, it's forming an excellent base again. Very good setup. From a trend line perspective, I think there is a trend line. I think no, not yet. Right, so it's almost there, but yeah, it is not really there. So for me, that's still a good setup. It's kind of forming that U pattern, and it might head higher. The stop loss here also can be around 54. Also observe the weekly candles, right? So weekly candles have been kind of sandwich sticking to each other. So I think a breakout is happening today or tomorrow or this week. Keep a stop around 54, and it can head higher from here. Okay, so those are the two stocks from Amit. He also has another question. Could you guide how do you deal with stocks when the results are out? Nowadays, stock factors in good results and goes up before results, and results. You can't really do anything. Keep a stop loss and trail the stop, and see if you can make some money. There is no solution to results. So if the market doesn't like the results, the stock will fall. And if your stop loss hits, get out. And if the markets really don't are happy with the results, then it will go higher. But just because results are good, remember most of the stocks have run up already, and most of the stocks have factored in good results. So that's why most of the stocks are not doing really well. But yeah, definitely there is still lots of stocks which can do well also going forward. Okay, and don't book profits on result day just because the stock is falling. Unless it doesn't hit your stop loss, don't book profits. Okay, so that's my take. Hey Vijay, hey Aaron, Shankar, hello. Yes, the Kiwi has won. Kiwis have won. Hey Suman. Apur, thanks for that. Yes, please like the video, guys. Yeah, 23 people, 23 likes. I think that's standard, right? Suman, yes, we can check IFB for fresh entry. Okay, IFB Industries. Yeah, it is looking good, right? On weekly charts, if you see it's forming a fresh high. It did have an excellent week, and just it's kind of consolidating. Excellent buy. You can go ahead. It's consolidating around the all-time highs. A breakout from here, it'll be a massive cup and handle breakout. So you can go ahead, take a position, keep a stop around 1160 levels. Okay, so that's my take. Jake, hello, I'm doing well. Hope you're also doing well. Let's look at Nalco and Trident. I think Trident is almost close to a parallel channel resistance. So Nalco is National Aluminium. Let's take a look at it. Right. So again, a strong uptrend, Nalco. So for me, until 85 levels, the stock doesn't go below 85 levels, I'll still be comfortable going long with the stock. But if you want to be conservative, you can go long even above 103 levels. But this is aluminum, and aluminum has been doing really well. So it can correct probably, it can consolidate probably, not correct. But unless 85 holds, I think it can, again head higher. Okay. Trident also I think has done well. Trident is almost close to a channel support, channel resistance, not just support, channel. So if you see, that's the channel which I have drawn, right, and it's almost close there, right? It's facing resistance around that point. So keep a stop around 35 for your positional trades, and if it goes to 35, get out. But otherwise, it still has potential to head towards 46, 40, or even 50 levels, right? So just have some patience; it might do well. Keep a stop also. Okay, please check other Fontech, Sagar, and other welding. Yes, let's look at it. The fintech, Fontech. Excellent setup, Sagar. I think I've drawn some lines. Yeah, this is a beautiful setup, right? So it's breaking out from a long consolidation, 10-year consolidation. It's an excellent setup, Sagar. I really like the stocks that you bring into this session, and that's my honest feedback. Some of the setups that you trade, you bring out, I'm not sure if you do it intentionally, but definitely it's helping viewers, friends who are here to take some good trades. So this is an excellent setup. You can go long with a stop around 58. It can head higher, initially 85, but much higher targets are there for the stock because it's a 10-year breakout. That's a long breakout, an excellent breakout that's happening. Okay. Also, let's look at other welding. Yeah, again a brilliant setup. It's almost a 3-4 months breakout. So again, an excellent setup. You can go, still the stop loss is just 690. So you can go long on this as well. So both setups look excellent. Also, this is also a multi-year breakout, right? So since 2006, it has broken out recently and it's heading higher. Now, this is why I prefer long-term charts, because if you look at monthly setup last 3 months, there has been buying. So even if you saw a signal and if you did have a chance to check the monthly charts, you would go ahead and confidently buy that breakout that's happening today because of this last 3 months consolidation, and you see wicks, continuous wicks. So try to do always a multi time frame consolidation. Now it's just a proper sideways consolidation. That's an excellent setup. It can reward very well going forward, and I think the stock has very strong momentum. You see the momentum from here, 320 to almost 7, it almost doubled in a few months, and that same thing can happen again. Yeah, keep a stop loss and trailer stop loss. Both excellent setups. No, Rajat, you're right. You can keep a stop loss, but most of the people don't keep stop loss. That's why I said risk is there. And if you don't keep a stop loss, then your stop loss can get in cryptos. That's the primary reason. If you're able to manage stop losses, then definitely go ahead and do that's totally fine. Okay, let's look at DLF and Prestige from Stormcatcher. Maybe your name, you've been there for quite some time. I'd like to know your name. Anyway, so stop loss again is 380. Excellent setup. You can go long. I think a breakout is about to occur. 445 or 450 levels could be a buy point as well. Keep a stop around 386. Again, a good long-term setup. Also, we've had a 14-year breakout recently in this, since 2012. Yeah, so we've had an excellent breakout at that point. And this is what can happen to stocks, right, which are breaking out multi-year breakouts. They might move slowly, but they can give you very good returns. And once momentum catches up, the stocks can do really well. So Prestige also looks good. So I think Prestige we covered yesterday. It was almost breaking out yesterday. So I'm just going to check Prestige. Again, a beautiful long-term setup, right? And if you see, we've drawn a line yesterday around that zone. So it did have a breakout. It kind of retested today. Again, excellent setup. The real estate is going to continue to remain strong, right? Stop loss 400, and real estate stocks, definitely you can stay in them, and you can ride the trend. Try to ride big trends because there might not be many opportunities going forward. So try to hold on to the stocks that are doing well. That's one way you can make money. Okay. Yeah, I think sectors are going both ways. Around which sectors do you see going up? Constantly from watch list. So all sectors are going sideways. There's not any sector which I need to see a breakout and a follow through. Auto is one sector which is strong out of all the sectors. Pharma is going sideways. Auto is going up. Auto is the only stock which is going up. FMG is going sideways. Metal is going sideways. Banknifty is correcting. So there's not a single sector which is showing strength yet except auto. So that's my take on sectors. Okay, Ninad. Let's look at Aravind. I'm not sure which Aravind you mean. Is it Aravind Limited? Let's look at that. You entered at 96.5, which is somewhere there, right? Right, somewhere there. Yeah, you can keep a stop around 119. That could be a good trailing stop loss because that's a strong support there, right? Also, it's trending in a channel. It can head higher, so keep a stop around 119. Below that, you can exit. Okay. Deepak has a question. Hey, Deepak. Tata Steel results tomorrow. Okay, I'm not really tracking Tata Steel of late, but yeah, it has a strong downtrend. It's forming a downtrend, but there's a very strong base as well. So I think until Tata Steel is able to hold this strong consolidation, I think you can still go long. You know, it's a very small risk that we can take here. Right, it's probably forming a symmetrical triangle consolidation over here. Again, we have reversed from today's low. Was a good reversal, and we've had good volumes. So if you don't break today's low, I think it's going to head higher. Probably that's a panic sell-off which has happened today, and that's why it's so much of volumes. But it didn't really break even this low, right? To 1290 is not even broken. So I think unless we hold 1280, definitely I see it probably heading higher. SAIL had excellent results, but SAIL also had a massive gap up, so we can probably expect a gap up. But again, levels of 1375 is where I see some resistance. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So probably this is over. Maybe this could be a short-term correction as well. And if the results are good, and if we break out from here, then probably going to see some really excellent moves in Tata Steel. So stop loss for me, it would be this low. 1280 is my stop, and if we head above 1370, then we're going to see some really good moves, Deepak. So that's my take. Yeah. So probably I'd be bullish on this at this point, looking at the consolidation that's happening. Okay. Apur, thank you so much for pushing so much for people to like the videos. Let's look at some more stocks that you asked. Zeal, Gufic Bio looks good. Gufic Bio definitely looks good. I posted the charts. I discussed this on Twitter yesterday. It is going through a consolidation, and today it did move 5%, right? So I did post it today morning before the markets opened, and we are seeing a very strong move. The reason why I posted is because of this parallel channel setup, right? So if you look at the weekly charts, you will see that very clearly, right? That's a beautiful textbook channel pattern, and it reversed perfectly on the 25th of October week, and today we're having a follow through. So more momentum will come out 217. I am also having a position, but a very small position to start off with, probably a 9% position size of a portfolio, and I will be adding more once I see a small consolidation. Then I'll add more to the stock, but definitely an excellent setup to go, and results and the fundamentals are excellent. I think it had posted one of the best quarters results recent times, and the operating margins have risen, I think, around 400 basis points. So excellent setup, and Zeal also is an excellent setup. I think Zeal is also looking good. If you see on the weekly charts, we've had just a sideways consolidation, right? For me, any sideways consolidation is very good, and once you break out about 333 levels, then I'm going to see some strong momentum can be seen in Zeal. So that's my take. Russell Decker looks excellent. Again, Kumari has given a long-term breakout. I was just going through this today, so I'll just show you the charts. You see, it has given a long-term breakout today, right, this week. So fundamentally, it's not a great company, but I've heard that there's some change in management. I'm not sure exactly, but it is breaking out from a very strong base. So that base is from March. We are breaking out from a very strong base, and it does look excellent. It can give a quick 20-30% returns. For me, stop loss, it can be as close as even 265 or even 240. Right, but definitely a stock to consider for short-term trading or position trading as well. Mahindra Holidays, let's look at it. Again, strongly trending, right? A beautiful long-term trend. It did have a nice inverted head and shoulders breakout, and it's going up. Again, stop loss here can be around 220 levels, and you can look for a breakout in the coming days, right? Volume has picked up, so probably tomorrow we might head higher. So 262 above, you're going to see some good momentum, but I think that will happen probably tomorrow. Okay, again, an excellent stock. Kumari, stocks would not move as per expectations. The problem with markets that why many of us tend to fail is because we expect the stocks to move immediately. And remember, series has already moved a lot, and everyone knew that the results would be excellent. There's nothing new, because everyone knows new demand accounts are open and all that. But again, a lot of people posted a breakout after that. Now, it doesn't mean as soon as the stock breaks out, it has to move. Right now, you need to consider this as an opportunity to add more. So once it crosses to 1480, add more of the stock, then you can tail your stop to, you know, as close as 1430, and you get a better position size. Look at it from that perspective, and that can help you, you know, add some big positions when it consolidates. So tight consolidations are very good for adding positions and testing them, right? But just because results have been good doesn't mean a stock has to move. Remember, in fact 80%, 90% of stocks have moved already, and they might take some more time to move again, right? So probably this is a consolidation phase that's going on in a lot of stocks, a lot of sectors. So, but the good thing is we're not correcting very fast, right? So that shows that it's just a time correction probably in most of the sectors, and we might head higher, and we might see, you know, again levels of 18,600, 700 in Nifty, and probably more higher levels in stocks as well. Okay, so yeah, don't take it always, and don't have too much expectations from markets. Just let it be there, let it do its work. At this, and in this market, there's no point switching from one stock to another stock, because once a stock moves, it's probably going to consolidate because the market is not really strong. So that's my take. Rajat, yes, let's look at Prince Pipe. I think Prince Pipe has again retested that breakout. Yeah. Right, so we had an excellent breakout, and then we kind of retested today. Again, a lot of people were talking about Prince Pipes, and I think that's probably one of the reasons why I kind of retested. But it's again an excellent breakout. You can go ahead with a stop around, you know, 680 levels. So it can continue its strong move up. Again, a long-term consolidation, and that's also excellent consolidation, right? So this consolidated from May, right? So that was excellent long-term consolidation, a cup or inverted head and shoulders, what we call it. So Fairchem, again, so if you look at the weekly charts, you'll have a much clearer view. So if you see, we are kind of consolidating around that zone, right? Again, as I said, a lot of stocks are consolidating. This is also going through consolidation. So have some patience. Again, a beautiful long-term trending stock, sorry, a beautiful trending stock since, you know, that breakout back in March. So if you're seeing a good gains, continue to hold Fairchem Organics, it can do well again. Keep a stop loss around the 1,700 levels, okay? So when I also have some questions, ITC, HUL. Yeah, so as I said, ITC is facing resistance around that point, right? Someone asked me on that day, and I think today, again, not good volumes today. So even though it moved, not good volumes. So if you have a follow through, then yes, probably we can move higher. Keep a stop around 220. 220 can be a stop, and you can go long. If you want a little conservative for investing purposes, then keep a stop around 200 levels, and ITC might work out. HUL also, you know, the entire FMCG space is consolidating. So there's nothing interesting about HUL as well. But remember, it is kind of taking support around the trend line, right? So if you see, look at this trend line, it's taking support around the trend line perfectly. Again, a textbook reversal. We had a green candle followed by red. Probably we might reverse in the coming weeks or coming days, right? So wait for a reversal of your conservative, add only about 2450, so that you don't, you know, get stopped out. Because what happens, like if you've seen Star kind of had a 8% fall today. If you kind of add it around support level, that is a major support level that was, and if you add it there, then probably going to get stopped out. So probably wait for a nice close, and when a stock falls so much, it's not going to go up immediately. It takes its own sweet time. So give it some time, let it consolidate, and let it form a higher high, and then go ahead and add that stock. That's a very conservative approach to trade stocks, which yeah, if you follow, then your stops might not get hit very soon. So yeah, I think we can keep it to 2 stocks, guys, going forward, please. But I have time today, so I'm going to take up the other question also, HDFC Life. So let's look at it. I've not looked at it since some time, but again, it's forming a nice base, right? So if you look at the trend line there, I've drawn this trend line already. So first of all, it's trending in a channel, right? And it's kind of reversing from that trend line support. So again, 675 could be a very good stop, and we can look for targets of around 780, right? So that's my HDFC Life, Aptech, and Novartis. Let's look at them. So Arun is asking for Aptech. Aptech has, I'm just going to switch to the linear charts, just get a better perspective. Yeah, Aptech is looking excellent. I'm just waiting for this all-time high to be taken out. So if you look at this trend line, then yes, we're breaking out, definitely. But for me, the all-time highs needs to be taken out. So this all-time high formed in 2007 needs to be taken out. So 450 and above, if we have a daily close also, I would definitely go ahead and buy the stock for some good returns going forward. But definitely it does look good. Just wait for a breakout, and then you can consider that stock. Okay. Yes. So the other one was Novartis. not sure if Novartis, yeah. Okay, Novartis is again forming a breakout. So we've had a nice drop, right? We've had a nice drop and it's kind of breaking out now. And also it has crossed the previous swing high. So definitely it looks good. So keep a stop on 730 and you can go long. Or you can wait for a short consolidation to happen and then enter the stock. But yeah, it looks like a good strong mover, but then it consolidates for a long time. So it's up to you how you want to trade it. But definitely it looks good and you can take a trade going forward. Okay. Okay, so next one is Acrisil, Eminem and Kalyan Jewelers. Acrisil, yeah, beautiful long-term trend. There's nothing to say. I love such stocks, and if you are still holding it, then hold it. It has given a breakout. It's heading higher with nice volumes, so nothing wrong on that in this stock. So 650 is a stop there. Okay, Eminem. I think Eminem is also one of the good stocks in auto space. I'm sorry, I choose wrong stock when it comes to Mahindra & Mahindra. Just waiting, Mahindra, yeah, Eminem. Yeah, again, we had an excellent breakout from there. We've had an uptrend, a correction, and an uptrend again. Volumes have been excellent. As I said, auto stock is one of the sectors that you want to focus on. It has an excellent, strength compared to other sectors, and auto stocks are doing really well. So try to have at least 1 or 2 stocks in your portfolio, and it might help your portfolio. Okay, Kalyan Jewelers. I think Kalyan Jewelers was listed recently, right? So yeah, it's forming a major base, and it's now broken out from there. You can take, it might go sideways for some more time. So IPO stocks, usually I wait for it to cross the all-time highs or wait for a proper pattern. Now here in this, I don't have a really proper pattern, but if you want to go with just higher lows, then probably yes, you can take a bet on this. Keep a stop around 72 levels, and you can probably take a bet here. The volumes have been excellent, so probably if it can continue, and if it breaks 90 levels, then you're going to see some really good moves. Okay, so also it's a festive season which is just over, so probably some good numbers might come. So yeah, you can take a bet. Okay, Tata Power has broken out yesterday. I think we did discuss Maruti yesterday. I'm not sure if you were there in the call. We had a nice short breakout yesterday, and we're just retesting that level. So yeah, as in markets are weak, that's why markets are not going anywhere. That's why you see such kind of very small candles in many stocks. Again, keep a stop around 200 and take a trade if you want. Okay, and DMart had a good fall after the results, so that's going to take some time to absorb. So even though you see an uptrend again, which is happening, right? So we formed a swing and we've gone again higher, good volumes, right? And remember, if DMart is able to sustain above this zone, right, if it can sustain above 5,100 levels, then we're going to see some really good moves, and DMart might start its next journey towards, I don't know, 10,000 levels are probably in the next few years. But that parallel channel is kind of acting as resistance, or it can kind of consolidate like that and hit higher. But overall, DMart is an excellent investment stock as well. You can continue to hold it for short term. Keep a stop around 4350, which is this low, and you can take a bet, right? So that's my view. Suman, yes, that's just the ambulance which sound. It's actually an ambulance, so there's nothing to doubt. It's actually an ambulance which you see a lot in Europe. Okay, UFO movies had a good breakout, an excellent breakout. Sunday, it does look very good. So wait for a retest. It's going to retest probably, and can head higher again. But the long-term chart definitely doesn't look great, right? So you can take a position in the stock. The only reason I would take a position in the stock because you had some excellent volumes of late. You can take a position, keep a small stop, and probably first target is around 140 levels, and then we can see next target around 240 levels as well, right? So stop loss can be around 96, but yeah, you can take a bet. I'm just trying to check if there is any resistance around the channel. Yeah, probably if that breakout is true, we kind of had a breakout from that. If that breakout is true, tomorrow it should reverse, right? So tomorrow if it reverses, then even you can keep a stop as today's low and then take a trade, or add above 125 levels for good momentum. But the stock has momentum, and it is coming out of a very long consolidation since that COVID crash. So hopefully we see much higher levels, and then yeah, you can take a bet on this. Okay, GMR Infra from Maruti. Again, from the infra space, I think all stocks are doing well. There's nothing much to say, to be honest. So it's still consolidating, right? After that move, we had a breakout, we've had a good move, and we're just consolidating. So continue to hold, with the stop around 38 levels. It can head higher. Okay, hemisphere also we've discussed in one of our, it was in our GDT, but I think we removed it because other orders got triggered. It had an excellent breakout of late. If you see that trend there is kind of breaking out, right? So if I just draw that line there, you see we've had a breakout yesterday, and today also we had an inside bar kind of day. So stop loss again is very low. 132 can be a stop, and you can take a trade on this. Okay, Sadbhav is the last stock that I'll be looking at. Sadbhav. Right, so yeah, it's looking very bad. The structure is very bad. I think this is the first talk that I said the structure is very bad, right? So it looks really bad. It has to really break out above 56 to head higher. I see some strong resistance around 56, and then I see some strong resistance around 100 levels. So it's a little difficult, to be honest. When you have a lot of other stocks doing well, you should not be focusing on such stocks. I think I already gave this view some time back, right? So yeah, try to not hold such stocks. Okay, so otherwise I'll leave you here. I hope you all have a nice evening. I hope you all trade safe, and don't forget to subscribe and share the video with your friends. We are still hovering around 30% mark in terms of a live session joiners. Not many are joining, right? So, but still I'm doing it because a few of you are joining very regularly and listening to my yarn or whatever I talk of every day. So that's the reason I keep doing it every day. But definitely it would help me, grow the channel and help. As Apoor said, the YouTube algorithm looks for such shares and likes. So definitely keep sharing the channel with your friends. Like the video, don't forget like, and don't at least do that as a gratitude for me answering your questions. I'd be more than happy. And yeah, keep spreading the word. Newsletter and a lot of other things. Do spread the word to your friends and join the Discord channel as well. I posted some charts today which is not on Twitter, so go ahead and check them. Otherwise, I'll thank you. Stay safe, trade safe, and I'll see you again in another video tomorrow, in the live session tomorrow. Thank you.